Isak Pitbull Cruz. Ferocious, fierce, all bite.
Get out of the way!
Lamont the Reaper Roach. Patient, precise, deadly. This isn't a battle, it's a war.
This is war!
Plus, champions collide as Laura faces Johnny back in a battle for all the belts.
This is war!
Pitbull vs. Roach. Saturday live on PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video.
Jokingly earlier, I was listening to Chris Mannix saying that you're fighting Moran, Sergio Mora's favorite guy, December 13. Talk to us about, again, it's a California fight. Talk to us about the matchup versus a veteran like him and your expectations for yourself in the matchup.
Look, man, he's gonna come out tough. You know, like I was saying, Chris, I'm like, well, I'm gonna try to knock him out quick because I don't want Sergio Mora. You know, I don't want unbiased, too much commentary on that one. But you know, like I said, man, he's a guy that's been in the with everybody, Devin Haney, Andy Cruz, and he's giving them all kind of you know, uncomfortable moments in the fights. You know, he kind of give them a little adversity. So I expect him to do none less over here. He just got off a victory being an undefeated guy who was like 22-23, you know. So I know he's coming in at his highest right now. So we wanted to fight like this. He has a WBO belt that I want. I want to eventually fight Teofimo Lopez. So all this just leads up to where I want to get to, and I'm about to knock him out.
WBO International title, man. First brush with greatness.
Yeah.
What are you thinking about going into the matchup, and how kind of has the gravity changed? You're getting closer and closer to homing on that true championship title. How's everything kind of shaping up?
Oh, shaping up perfectly, man. I mean, look, besides the long layoff, which kind of got me frustrated a little bit, to be able to jump right back into an international belt, WBO, which a belt that I've been, wanting for a while, which Teofimo Lopez has it. I think everything's shaping out perfectly. It couldn't have went any other way or any better than that. So I'm just excited. I'm gonna knock this guy out, like I said. I'm gonna go take that belt from these guys. I've been calling them out for a while. They've been, crickets, silence. But like I said, once I'm number one on all the organizations, you can't say nothing anymore.
Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson. I was with both of them when the fight was announced. I spent a considerable amount of time with Teofimo Lopez there after the fight, talking about everything, the fight that was with Crawford and Canelo. These two look like they're going to be getting together. What do you think about Teofimo and Shakur if they actually do hammer things down?
I'm a little disappointed just because of the fact that I want to fight both those guys. So either one of them take an L, it's going to diminish when I beat them. But look, it should be a great fight. They're trying to put up the best fights. It should be a great fight if they do make that fight. Well, I know it happened, but obviously things fall through all the time. So if they're able to get in the ring, it should be a great fight. I got Shakur probably winning it, which is kind of not in my favor because I already know he's not going to want to fight me for the WBO belt, you know what I'm saying? And I heard something about he's going to let it go to Keyshawn, the little brother thing they got. So hopefully none of that happens. Hopefully Teofimo handle business, beats him, and I'll take that belt from him.
Keyshawn Davis, we all know what happened. Loses the belt on the scale. Hadn't seen him since. What do you think? I know you guys have went back and forth, getting closer to that orbit. What would you think about a matchup with somebody like Keyshawn?
I think it's perfect, man. Look, he's been out of the boxing scene for a little second now, kind of went MIA. I'd love to just take him out permanently. You know what I'm saying? We can make that fight happen next. I know he wants to fight Albright, which makes no damn sense. But like I said, if the boxing fans want me to take him out permanently, let's make that fight happen next. On the Shakur Teofimo on the fight, it don't matter.
We just saw Riyadh season. We had exciting matchups. You mentioned Devin earlier. We'll start with the Abdullah Mason Samuel Noakes fight. Abdullah Mason picking up his share of the WBO championship. What did you think about that matchup? Brutal, bruising fighter.
Yeah, look, it was an entertaining fight for the fans. I don't think that was a fight that the Mason team wanted for him to get into. Obviously, he was fighting Sam Noakes' fight, but nonetheless, entertaining fight. I'd love to make a fight happen with Mason. I don't think too much of him, but I definitely give him his props. He became a world champion. That's something that I want to do. So congrats to the Mason team, man. Congrats to Mason. Hopefully, he continues success, man. But it's at 140.
Talking about the Mason matchup, Mason Noakes, unbelievable fight like we talked about before, but you and him have a common opponent. You and Mason, and it is Jeremiah Nakathila. I called the KO versus you and him live in the arena. Talk to us about that.
I mean, look, I know Nakathila went 5-6 rounds with Mason, and he was in the fight the whole time. I took him out in 2, And look, man, it just shows that there's levels to this. You know, although Mason's the champion, there's levels to this in Top Rank. Like I said, the best matchmakers in the world, so they were able to make their guy look good and make him become world champion. But at the end of the day, man, you see what I did to him, you see what Abdullah did to him. Two different animals in there, man. You can't compare them.
And when you watched it, because I know you watched it, what was your impression of Jeremiah Nakatilia? I mean, when we got done, when you got done fighting him that night, I was in the house. Just the consensus of the fans when he was leaving was everybody was kind of like, bro, I don't know if that's the same Nakatilia that took Shakur Stevenson as long as he went with Shakur. I don't know if he's a valid guy anymore. You made him look like nobody.
Yeah. No, man, look, like I said, when you go in there with a puncher like me, a guy at my level, I'm going to make you look like nobody. And just so happens that, well, Abdullah Mason, he gave him some few rounds. I don't know if he was doing a bunch of fucking neck workouts before or after my fight and shit, develop an iron jaw or something, but he was definitely in the fight, man. So, like I said, it definitely shows levels between me and the dude right there.
Gives your victory over him just a little bit more credence, doesn't it?
No, for sure, man. Look, a lot of guys fought him. I think I'm the one that beat him up the best and the fastest, and I'm the one that put him on his ass, so you can't really compare it to nobody else. Not Shakur, not Mortaya. Mortaya stopped him too, but on his feet. Like I said, I put Nakatilia on his ass, so you can't compare none of those guys to me. What
kind of message do you think that sends to the common opponent? And what kind of message are you looking? You got a common opponent again with Devin Haney. I think he's fought in Andy Cruz, like you mentioned before. What kind of message are you looking to send through another opponent, or are you?
Look, I think the main thing with me and every other fighter is don't make no mistakes, because I'll put your ass and I'll put your ass on your ass quick. You know, I mainly knock all these guys out under 4 rounds. Nakatilia knocked him out under 2. So a lot of these guys, man, like I said, you make a mistake, I'm gonna make you pay, and you're gonna go sleep for it. So I think that a lot of these fighters can't do no more. They can't put people out in their ass in under 2-3 rounds, and I can do that. So I think it gives a sense of entertainment, like Mike Tyson did, knocking motherfuckers out in the first 3 rounds. So that's what I'm looking to do, entertain people.
Devin Haney got his victory, moving up to welterweight, beats Brian Norman Jr. Talk to us about that matchup and what you saw.
Man, look, Devin Haney just silenced a lot of people, right? We thought he was done, finished after the Ryan Garcia fight. The Jose Ramirez fight, he didn't look too good, running around the ring a little bit. But look, man, Devin Haney's a great fighter. He showed that he could come back, and look, man, he beat a guy that had power. You know, but everybody was suspecting that Devin Haney would run from him, and he went out there, did his thing, man. Even knocked Brian Norman down. So you gotta give respect to him, man. He's definitely on top of his game, man. Hopefully we're able to make a mega fight 147 soon.
And lastly, December 6th, we've got Pitbull Cruz and Lamont Roach getting together out in Texas. Promised to be a barn burner of a matchup. What do you think about that fight?
I think that should be a great fight. I think Lamont Roach is a good fighter. I think that might be a bad matchup stylistically for him a little bit, just because he's not the biggest fighter at 140. But like I said, I think that one's going to be a barn burner too. I think that's going to be a fight that a lot of fans are going to be entertained by. Both of them, Lamont Roach is I wouldn't say he's too much of a boxer like that. He don't move around the ring. I think he's going to be there to fight those guys, so to fight Cruz, and I think it's going to be an entertaining fight. I think I got Cruz, though, made by a split decision.
And, you're a guy that can do it. We talk about 35 and 40. A lot of these fighters are kind of interchangeable. What is it about that 5 pounds that you guys can just say, at a moment's notice, I can go up, I can go down, depending on what's happening?
I think, honestly, man, I think the real thing is a lot of these 35 pounders are really 40 pounders. They just, I wouldn't say drying themselves out to make 35, but a lot of them could really make 40. A lot of them are big 35 pounders. So, 35, 40, 47, a lot of these guys are just jumping up and down. And to me, I think it's actually kind of good in a way, because a lot of these fights make a lot more sense, right? Everybody says, 5 pounds, but it's not unrealistic to make a guy from 135 to 140, because we all walk around almost the same damn weight. So I think that's what makes it the most entertaining out of all that, is that there's so many matchups and that you can make happen from these fights.
And when you talk about matchups and you talk about entertainment, naturally money comes to mind. When you talk about money these days, we talk about a guy, Turkey Al-Sheikh, putting together huge matchups in Riyadh season. I think I've kind of alluded to this to you before. We've kind of, in our private conversations, joked about it. But on camera, in a perfect world, Tito Mercado Jr., your Riyadh season debut is against who?
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's a good one. You know what? Turkey can make anything happen. I think my perfect one would be, for sure, if anybody can make that fight happen, I think it'd be Turkey, Shakur Stevenson. I don't think Shakur fights me any other way, unless Turkey gives him that bag and makes the risk worth it for him, then I'll put him on his ass, and I think Turkey can make that happen for him.
What about a guy like Floyd Schofield Jr.? Another guy took out, he took my other guy out a couple weeks ago. Tevin Farmer knocked Tevin out. We didn't really see that coming. A lot of people thought that we were going to have another Tevin Farmer fight down to the wire. Didn't happen. Absolutely obliterated him early in the fight. What would you think about a matchup against him?
I entertain every matchup, man. I ain't ducking no smoke. I'm gonna just say, you know, I got respect for Floyd Schofield. He's a good fighter. You know, just like any other fighter, right? Respect to all these fighters, man. It takes a lot to get in there, but his track record, man, for making big events happen ain't the best. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to go in there to a fight and not, you know, not to get in there and fight. So I don't know if I'll risk that one too much. I want to get in there and make sure that, you know, that opponent's gonna come in there. He's gonna come in there and fight. He can step inside that ring.
Excellent. On the 13th, people are gonna watch the fight. Go to bed on the 14th. Fight fans will wake up and say, "What about you?"
They're like, my fault.
On the 14th,
Yeah.
when the fight fans wake up after your matchup, what are they going to say about you?
Damn, he's the best 140-pounder in the world right now.
Ray Mutataya versus Andy Cruz, two guys. Technical matchup there. What do you think about those styles coming together? Who do you think wins that fight?
I think I'm leaning towards more Andy Cruz in that fight. Andy Cruz is just a great fighter, man. Mutataya is a good fighter, but we noticed, you know, he can't take the punch the best. I'm not saying Andy Cruz is the most powerful puncher ever, but he's a precision guy. He got a lot of accuracy. So I have Cruz maybe late stoppage, to be honest with you. I think both. It's gonna be a great fight for sure. But I got Cruz.
G2G Boxing Club, second edition. Man, doing a community event. Talk to us about you, fans, community, just out here. Tacos. I saw the taco truck. Sergio Mora was out here.
Yeah.
Chris Mannix was here. DAZN was in the house, man. Break it down for us.
Yeah, man. Look, it was just a community event that we had today. We wanted to bring out a lot of these kids, especially a lot of these kids that just need something to look forward to, right? Or a lot of these kids that are just, you know, struggling in the streets. So we did a little community event. We had the Pomona PD come out. They brought some kids out and had some food. And, you know, obviously we had Sergio and Chris out here to be able to come out here and enjoy and share this day with us. And I think it was a great success, man. We had a lot of these kids excited, you know, teach them some basic fundamentals. But mainly, man, just show them that there's a way out of everything, and just no matter where you come from, you can make it.
Lots of smiling faces, lots of community members just walk by just to get something to eat and kind of let you know what you mean to them as a person. People that you haven't even met before. What's that like for you, man? Just hearing these people say, man, I watched you fight. I care about what's going on here at the gym. Talk to us about that.
It's dope, man. Like I said, to just kind of, I wouldn't say so much the gym. I wouldn't say it's so much hard work or so much things, because we honestly do this out of the love. So, but for people to acknowledge and admire my career as far as the boxing aspect, that means everything to me, man. It just shows that we're doing a good thing and I'm right on track. But as far as the gym, man, to be able to have these kids come out, like I said, and enjoy being here and just, you know, like talking to us and asking for advice and stuff like that. If we're able to even just change one kid's life, man, we consider that a success, and honestly even a greater achievement than becoming a world champion, stuff like that. To be able to help these kids out, man, that's everything.
There you have it. It's Hayes from the G2G Boxing Club with my guy Tito Mercado Jr. Tito, fights on the 13th of December. Make sure you tune in. Tito, thank you as usual, man. It's always a pleasure to spend the afternoon with you, my guy.
Appreciate it. Thank you, brother.